Second day of talks with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Joining us now from Washington is Clifford May, president of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Mr. May, what, if anything, sets these talks apart from previous peace talks?
Well, actually very little. I don't think much progress has been made, and I don't think they look very promising going forward. Secretary Kerry has sort of defaulted to what he calls a framework agreement, which is sort of an attempt to agree later, and you have Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas calling that draft framework agreement worthless. So I don't think I think these talks look very much like talks we've had in the past.
So what's the point?
I'm not sure there is much point. I think Secretary Kerry and perhaps President Obama thought that they could make progress, that they would do better than others have done. I'm not sure why they thought that. It's been my view all along that this is not a very propitious moment to try to bring the two sides together for a host of reasons. I'll name just one. Right now we have the possibility of Iran developing and acquiring a nuclear weapons capability and sanctions being lifted. And if that happens with the wealth and power Iran has, it will be the new hegemon, the new colossus, the new dominant power in the Middle East. Iran's rulers will not look kindly upon any Muslim leader, any Arab leader, either one who shakes hands and makes a deal with the Israelis. Abbas would not want to be in that position. So I think I just don't see how he could possibly come to an agreement with the Israelis at this point and not worry that the Iranians would see it as a betrayal. Not to mention Hamas. Don't forget, Abbas does not control all the Palestinian territories. He does not rule. He does not set foot in Gaza. In Gaza, you have Hamas. Just yesterday, from the Gaza, a Qassam rocket was launched at southern Israel. The Israelis don't feel they have a partner who is capable of negotiating with them or willing to negotiate with them.
Mr. Mayor, I wanted to lift the question up a little higher, ladder of abstraction here, and point out the political environment in the Mideast has evolved over the years. Have the goals of these talks that seem to come each year evolved or changed with the political environment?
Not substantially. I mean, the negotiations, for example, over whether or not there will be an Israeli military presence in the Jordan Valley, that's been a concern and a negotiating point going back decades. The Israelis have said for decades that they will recognize a Palestinian state, but they want a Palestinian state to recognize a Jewish state. And Abbas says, and others in his administration say, they're not going to do that. Really, we have the same fundamental issues now as we have had going all the way back to the late 1940s when you had the UN attempt to partition Palestine into what it called an Arab state and a Jewish state with both Palestinian peoples living in peace. That was, as you know, rejected by the Arab side, not by the Israeli side, and we've really had the same fights for 60 years now.
Clifford May is the president of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy, speaking with us from Washington. Mr. May, thanks a lot for this.
Thank you.